See me for who I am.
Hear my questions and give me real answers.
Know me from within.
It has been 60 years since Ralph Ellison published his novel, The Invisible Man. In it, he wrote, I am an invisible man. No, I am not a spook like those who haunted Edgar Allan Poe, nor am I one of your Hollywood movie ectoplasms. I am a man of substance, of flesh and bone, fiber and liquid, and I might even be said to possess a mind. I am invisible simply because people refuse to see me. Those words still hauntingly true.
Hey, American, I've raised your babies and washed your clothes, but you have no idea who I am. You sold my children even when they were half yours. You stole my brothers to till your soil.
Cheap labor is the blood of capitalism.
You conscripted my brothers to fight your wars.
War creates fear, and fear is lucrative.
And now you kidnap my brothers to feed your penal industrial economy?
And we're back to square one. No capitalism, no jobs. No jobs, no big screen TV to watch the injustices we endure. No jobs means people have time on their hands. Free time is the kindling of revolution.
You have tried to make me nameless and faithful to negate my personage. The only time I exist to you is when I'm on my knees shouting, look at what they done did to my boy. As you watch life seep from his body.
That's why they love lynchings. That way they can say, oh, we're so much better than we used to be.
That man lay on the ground telling the policeman, I can't breathe. That's a lynching.
There's a famous photograph of two men hanging from a tree and...
Yeah, I know about that. It inspired the song Strange Fruit.
The song endures. But does anybody remember their names?
When the dogs and fire hoses came out in Birmingham, you said, that's awful. And then as soon as the news cuts to the weather, you said, what's for dinner?
After watching those cops on Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma on Bloody Sunday, the country had a conscience for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Ellison wrote, I do not know if all cops are poets, but I know that all cops carry guns with triggers.
Just ask the family of Atiana Jefferson. While our men are fair game on the streets, sisters are being shot in their own homes. We lose our lives while the assassins might lose their pension.
When white kids get arrested, it's because they got mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Damn. Why is it that we are always the wrong crowd?
African Americans are incarcerated in the state prisons at a rate that is 5.1 times the imprisonment of whites. And in some states, it is more than 10 to 1. Out of sight, out of mind.
They can't hear me through these concrete walls.
You can't hear me if I'm standing right in front of you. Ask any Black woman who's complained to HR.
Now, Sarah, you're just being overly sensitive. You're lucky to even have this job.
My name is not Sarah. It's...
You know, we don't see color here, Sarah. I would have voted for Obama a third time. Seriously, I don't even think of you as Black.
I get the impression you don't even think of me at all. And what's wrong with being Black?
Now, there you go again, Sarah.
The white man has a God complex. Last Poets, 1971.
A rat done bit my sister nail and Whitey's on the moon.
Gil Scott-Heron, 1970. See, it's all been said before. This is madness.
This is madness.
By the way, Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith are the two young men in the photograph.
Wow, I'd forgotten about them already.
Yeah, forgetting is always the convenient excuse for plausible deniability.
Are you talking to white people?
I am talking to America. We all live in this house, and the house is contaminated, so we all are infected.
Well, how do we get well?
You cannot be cured until you know you are sick.
I don't get it.
I was in Denmark, and you don't get much whiter than Denmark. I was walking down the street, and this old woman was coming from the opposite direction, and when she passed me, she did not move her purse to the other side of her body. It made me sad.
I still don't get it. It made you sad that she was not afraid of you?
I was sad because I expected her to treat me like a suspect. That's how poisoned my mind was.
Are you well now?
Better than I was, but I have to be careful to look in the mirror and not at the distorted picture that is held up in front of me.
Whether it's our leaders or the masses, nobody listens to who we really are.
It is said, adversity does not build character, it reveals it.
Oh, America, your character has been revealed and it's not honorable.
The truth always slips out.
Like when Senator Steve Huffman asked if the colored population is hit harder by coronavirus because perhaps they don't wash their hands.
That kind of thing can fester below the surface for a long time, just waiting for a chance to present itself.
How about the professor in Indiana who called the cops on a Black student who refused to move to a seat in front of the class? Now, what kind of back-ass reverse Rosa Parks bullshit is that?
They both said that those were just poor choices of words, a slip of the tongue.
Oops, America, your slip is showing.
I saw a bumper sticker that read, "If I had known this, I would have picked my own cotton."
Now that's some seriously racist bull.
Oh, but revealing. If you change cotton to grapes, you see that America has another debt coming.
I'm getting depressed. I thought all that changed with Obama.
Yeah. Professor Henry Gates was arrested in his own home during the Obama years.
Oh, it's changed, but they couldn't stand it. It was scary. Too much, too fast. So America elected the whitest man it could find.
Trump is a nonsensical, narcissistic liar, a cheat, and how in F do you have to be to ruin a casino?
Man couldn't make it as a numbers runner, but they elected him to run the country.
Not to run the country, but to make the White House white again.
In his book, The True Believer, Eric Hoffer wrote, "Hatred is the most accessible and comprehensive of all the unifying agents. Mass movement can rise and spread without belief in a God, but never without a belief in a devil."
And we have always made convenient devils. Trump added as many non-whites as he could muster to the list: Mexicans, Chinese, and Muslims.
In doing so, he misdirected attention away from his massive ineptitude.
Donald Trump was gamed by the Russians, punked by the North Koreans, and trumped by his own niece.
Oh, but the devoted did not care. Oh, they showed up at the polling places with guns as if they could take the election by force.
Now, I wonder if Pence felt black when he heard the MAGA maniacs chanting for him to be lynched.
Or when they stormed the Capitol and showed their true colors, cop killers.
It's that sense of entitlement. It's mine because I want it. They did it in Tulsa in 1921. They did it with Rosewood in 1923 and with the entire North American continent. They believe that it is their divine right to take with impunity. Manifest destiny, baby.
Just like the great white daddy Donald, he wanted us to use guns to silence protests. That didn't work in Selma or Kent State.
Donald claimed that he would restore law and order.
That's like having an arsonist offer to fight a fire he started.
Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. See, Marvin Gaye sang those words in 1971. See, Trump is not the problem. He is the symptom, like pus in an infected wound.
Aren't they all symptomatic?
Yes, but almost every other president made some contribution to the progress. Harry Truman integrated the armed forces. Even Eisenhower sent federal troops into Little Rock, Arkansas to protect those 9 kids who were integrated into high school.
And that was only after the mayor of Little Rock asked.
Kennedy was the promise for the future.
Bullshit. He removed Sammy Davis Jr. from his inaugural celebrations because Sammy married that Swedish actress.
I said he offered hope, not perfection. Lyndon Johnson did the things for civil rights that Kennedy only talked about.
Including the disproportionate number of Black men killed in Vietnam.
Let's see, who's next on the list? Oh yeah, Tricky Dick Nixon. His law and order talk was a dog whistle for put Blacks in jail.
True, but Nixon granted more small business loans to African Americans than any president before him. Not to mention his administration filed suits against the Trump family for housing discrimination. That alone earned him a pardon in my book.
And what about Mr. Peanut?
Jimmy Carter had intelligence and a sense of decency, and he was not nervous about rubbing shoulders with Black folks.
I want to hear your praise of Reagan.
Oh, I did not like Reagan's politics, but any 70-year-old man who gets a cap busted in his ass and makes jokes about it is a stone gangster in my book.
Then you must have loved Clinton.
Bill Clinton managed to hypnotize us into believing he was the first Black president.
You skipped Gerald Ford and Bush 41.
Oh, they were fillers, like cotton in a bottle of pills.
Bush 43 put Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice in high-profile positions of power. That Republican stamp of approval made us less scary to white people, which, in a sense, paved the way for Obama and now Vice President Harris.
Each previous president moved the needle just a little bit, but Trump is completely devoid of scientific, political, educational, or social value.
That's the Supreme Court's definition of pornography.
Well, he tried to screw us every chance he got.
He claimed that he did more for African Americans than any president except Lincoln because of his prison reforms. Apparently, he sees all Black people as potential inmates.
He had no true offering or appeal other than he is white, very white, frighteningly white. Without that orange tint, he'd disappear.
He wasn't my president.
Did you vote?
No.
Then he was your president, because not voting made you as much of a supporter as Obama's half-brother Malik. It's the same as if you had marked his name on the ballot.
I didn't know Obama had a brother who supported Trump.
Of course not. He wasn't on television. Now, if something had happened to him, like catching COVID at a MAGA rally.
Are you implying Malik Obama deserves COVID-19 because he supported Trump?
Of course not. I'm just saying that we don't exist as people until we become a spectator of it. Nobody saw Breonna Taylor get shot, so she was just another name, but did not generate the same outrage as George Floyd.
More people were concerned about the Apple stores being closed than Breonna Taylor being murdered.
But white people are being so nice right now.
Yeah, and they also used to dance to Charleston.
But Trump's out now.
He's out, but not gone. He and his followers will slip below the surface like Godzilla and reemerge when the time seems right.
So you're saying that all this empathy is just a fad?
There will be some grand gestures, but complacency has a very strong gravitational pull. As soon as the next trendy cause pops up, we will fade into the shadows of benign neglect.
But they are removing Confederate flags and statues.
That's like giving a terminal patient new pajamas and a manicure. They look better, but are still dying.
But now we have Joe and Kamala.
Don't forget, we had 8 years of Barack and Joe, but we ended up right where we are.
But 75 million people just voted for the Obama and Biden vision.
And 70 million voted for MAGA.
They're out there hiding behind those plastic smiles, waiting and thinking up more polite ways of calling us niggas.
Oh, they already have. The N-word.
The N-word.
The N-word. This way they can say it more often and get away with it.
I think they pee a little every time they get a chance to say it.
Especially on Fox News.
Our top story tonight. Once again, liberal Hollywood has exposed its hatred of the First Amendment when another actor was fired after referring to another cast member as a real N-word. We'll be right back.
I'm waiting to run into a Karen so I could smack her silly. Can I ask you a question? I mean, since I see you all the time at work, I would like to talk to you. I have this African-American friend who told me that you guys, I mean, Black people are, okay, maybe I'm not saying this right, but she said, blah, 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 blah. First of all, Karen, you ain't got no Black friends. The cashier at the CVS and I are the only Black people you ever speak to. And if you saw us somewhere else, you probably wouldn't recognize us. Secondly, all Black people do not think alike. Try speaking to me other than when you're trying to validate some ignorant idea that's festering in that maggot's nest you call a mind. So don't think you know me. I'm more than just that Black woman at work. My name is Sherelle.
Sherelle?
My mother was a fan of the 60s singing group.
Remember those golden oldies? Soldier Boy, dedicated to the one I love. Mama said, and will you still love me tomorrow?
Hey, America, after you enjoy your orgasm from hanging out that BLM sign, will you still love me tomorrow?
It's not your sincerity that's in question. It's your endurance. Can you go the distance?
This time, America, the whole world really is watching. What are we going to show it?
You see, Miss Liberty, the winds of change have blown up your skirt and more than your slip is shown.
Yeah, and it's about time you changed them old nasty toe-up drawers you've been wearing for the last 200 years.
Okay, that's enough. I think they get it.
Who is they?
They are us and we are they. No matter how hard we try to separate ourselves, we are all in this together. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Just because you embrace woke culture doesn't mean that you are fully awake.
Gosh, bro, from what you're saying, we're damned if we do and damned if we don't.
Welcome to our world.
You don't see me, but don't close your eyes or turn away.
You don't hear me, but now is a good time to listen.
You sure as hell don't know me, but you could if you truly tried. But you still can't touch my hair.
But it will be better from now on, right? I declare this to be a new age of understanding.
Stay safe.
Be strong.
Keep believing. Now give me your wallet.
Hey,
Hey.
Just kidding. I think.
Picket signs and picket lines don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me, oh, so you can see, oh, what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Somebody tell me what's going on.